Welcome back to my latest 9-ball breakout review. Tim here to break it all down for you. Smash that like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're a community here and we're all just improving like crazy. So you want to be a part of it. You don't want to be left back. Today we talk about the fastest ways to improve at pool so we can get ridiculously good at a ridiculously fast rate. Let's take a look at this break here. This break has been working pretty good. Just hit it kind of off center with slight bit of top spin and kind of medium speed. Been hitting it maybe a little bit harder lately, but I tend to get like decent shots on the 1-ball a lot of times. I also like to place the 2-ball or the 3-ball next to the 1, and then either the 2 or the 3-ball on the very back of the rack. It tends to like bounce off the back rail and back up table toward. So you don't want the 2 and the 3 to be in a weird spot, because you got to get to those right after the 1-ball, obviously. That's kind of how I like to rack. Now, as far as like improving fast, that's what we want to do. First thing you got to know is it takes years. Okay, it takes years, and I'm talking about like tons of practice, hours every day. Okay, to the point where my neck gets sore. At one point, my neck was super sore for like weeks. Like I really felt like I wrenched something. I think it was just from playing too much, and like that particular muscle wasn't fully developed or something. I got like a big head. I've gone through some stuff. I had a cue I was using where it was like hurting the bone on my thumb from the way I was holding it. So I put like a wrap around the grip of the cue. It was like it was actual batting tape for a baseball bat. And I mean, it kind of worked. It made it really like rear heavy. And, I ended up, having to eventually evolve from doing that and get a new cue that I liked better and change my grip, completely changed my grip. Just so many things I've been through, just through experimentation. I guess it helps to have a coach kind of up front. That could maybe help a little bit with working out some of those basics. Let's see, I want to just lightly hit this one in. Go around the 6 here for the 5, yeah. Learning speed, that takes time. And you're like, Tim, what? I thought you said we were going to improve fast. Well, yeah, you don't know how quick, 2 years goes by, or 5 years. Do you want to still be in the same place you're at now 5 years from now? I mean, look into your future and figure out what you got to do to, have what you want at that point. You can't just, not everything is instantaneous in this life. Time will go by, and then you'll be in that situation that you put yourself in. And if you don't put in the work, then you're not going to improve. But I've talked about becoming obsessed. That's what it takes. Figure out a way to motivate yourself. And not only the years, also the pain you got to go through, the pain you got to endure of experimenting with different things. Experimentation is a huge way. I just adjusted my stance a little bit, and it made a huge difference. I'm making way more shots now than I am before. I'm still working on my speed and cue ball control. But man, you might all of a sudden discover something where all of a sudden, you turn a corner and, you feel like a new person. Like, I feel like things are happening fast for me now, but the thing is, that's why I got to kind of reflect and look back and be like, this has been years in the making. And all of a sudden now, I'm all of a sudden seeing rapid improvement. I'm becoming even more obsessed now than I ever have been with the amount of time I'm putting in. You know, the amount of work. Just trying to, everything's starting to come together, so it feels like it's happening fast, but really it's been a long time to get to this point. So patience is a huge thing. So, and then, you know, starting young, you know, if you're young, if you're in your 20s or even if you're in your 30s, you know, the earlier you start, the better. I mean, you know, if you have kids, you know, decide what you want them to be world class at and start them out as a baby. Literally, like, you know, as soon as they come home from the hospital, like, get them going on something. You know, whether that be sports or music, reading, chess, you know, whatever, you know, pick a couple things and just make them the best in the world at it, because your brain, as it's developing over time, especially when you're young, it molds, and it's much more neuroplastic when you're young. So you want to start as early as possible. You know, I'm old, but I'm still improving. So here, this one actually felt pretty good. I mean, if it feels good, it's probably going to go in. So yeah, I was able to cut that one in, come around and line it up perfectly for the 9-ball. So nice. Right, I'm improving already. So take what I say into account. Don't disregard it, because, you know, I'm telling you what I'm going through, and I feel like I've come a long way on my pool journey. And, you know, years, whether it's 3 years, 5 years, even 10 years, is not that much time if you're accomplishing something in that amount of time and getting that to that point that you want to be in. And I was able to make that one. Now, listen, for you guys or girls that have stuck around, you get a bonus here. We're going to go over a bonus rack here. And I'm going to continue talking about improvement, how to improve fast. If you want some fast tips and tricks, you know, I would say make sure it's convenient. You know, make sure you have a convenient way of playing. Here, I'm going to top right, and I'm going to bank the 1 in, and I need to come up for the 2, which is attached to the 9 here. I'm going to try to carry him into the 9 and see if I can make it. So that's what I'm doing here. I made 1 ball on the break, I believe, and then, yeah, there's 7 balls left on the table. Yeah, so I made 1 ball on the break, banked in the 1, and I'm going to try to carry him in the 9 and try to win it that way. But yeah, having your own table is huge. Make sure you have space for it. I prefer a 9-foot. You know, I've talked about, you know, videotaping yourself. You know, that was huge for me for building motivation. You know, all these things. You know, I can give you the tools of the trade and give you the pro tips. But it's up to you to take them into account. All right, there goes the 9, and that's it. We'll see you guys next time.